Hi guys, and welcome back to English with Kayleigh. In today's very exciting video, we are looking at episode 2 of our conditional series. And as you can see, I'm going to teach you the first conditional. But before I do that, please can I ask that you subscribe to my channel to help me grow so I can spend more time making more videos for you. Let's get started. Okay, so let's first talk about when we use the first conditional. So we use the first conditional to describe a particular situation or event that is likely to happen in the future, okay? Something that is possible, it's probable, all right? So if we talk about how it's formed, it's very similar to the zero conditional, except there's one difference. So we still use the if clause with present simple, okay? But in the main clause, this is what comes after the comma, we have to use the word will with the infinitive. Now don't worry if you don't know the meaning of some of these words. I'm going to show you an example. Here we go. If it rains, I won't go for a walk. If it rains, I won't go for a walk. So we can see here, if it rains, this is if with present simple. Don't forget, he, she, and it needs the letter S on the end, the plural form. And the main clause, so we have the person, I, the subject, and don't forget, we need the word will, but this is in the negative, so we change it for won't. So if it rains later or tomorrow, I won't go for a walk. This is likely to happen. If it rains, we don't want to go outside walking because we'll get wet. Let's try another one. If I study today, I'll go to the cinema tonight. If I study today, I'll go to the cinema tonight. Now, you can see here, again, we have the if clause. Now, because we're using I in present simple, we don't need to add IES to the word study. And then here, I've used a contraction. So instead of saying I will go, I've said I'll go to the cinema tonight. It means the same as I will, but it's more informal, all right, more natural in spoken English. Let's have a look at one more. He'll be late if his flight is delayed. He'll be late if his flight is delayed. Now, this is very similar to what I showed you in the zero conditional video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in the corner for you. So in this sentence, we've put the if clause at the end. Now, in that case, we don't need the comma. You don't need it. So he will be late. So again, I've used a contraction, okay, to sound more native-like when I'm speaking. He'll be late if his flight is delayed, right? So these are some examples. And now we're going to talk about the slight difference between zero conditional and first conditional. So zero conditional describes things that are genuinely true. Again, go and watch my other video for an in-depth lesson on the zero conditional. So this talks about things that happen in general. They are true. Whereas the first conditional talks about a particular situation, a particular person, a particular thing in a particular moment. Take a look at an example. If you shout out in class, you get in trouble. If you shout out in class, you get in trouble. Now this is the zero conditional because we have present simple and present simple, but this is also a true fact. If you're at school and you shout out very loud, the teacher will be angry. They won't be happy. This is generally true in the world. But what about this one? If you shout out in class, you'll get in trouble. you'll get in trouble. Now here, because we have will with the infinitive, this is first conditional, because in this one, I'm talking about a particular student who, okay, today, if you shout out in my class, I will be very angry. But maybe tomorrow, we're doing an activity where I need you to shout out loud. So I'm talking about one particular situation. So let's try a few example questions. So I'm going to show you the question just here, okay? And I want you to think about what words do we need to put in the gap? What form of the words do we need to use? If he, the job, he move to Brighton. Brighton is a city in the United Kingdom. If he, the job, he move to Brighton. So again, remembering that we need to use the first conditional. So in the first part of the sentence, we want present simple, and we have the word he. So how do we change this word to fit in present simple? Well, for he, she, and it, we need to add s. So if he gets the job, he to Brighton. Now don't forget, when we talk about the first conditional, we need will, okay? So he, good, he'll move to Brighton. You'll see here, instead of writing will, I've contracted them together to sound more native-like. Let's try another one. I angry if he late again. Now in this sentence, I've changed the structure. So the if clause comes after the main clause. Okay, so don't forget, in the main clause we have to use will and the infinitive. So what can we write here to use will and the infinitive? I with be, good. I'll be angry if he late again. Now of course we need the verb to be in present simple with he. What do we use? Good, is. He is late again. I'll be angry if he is late again. You could also contract this to he's late again. Let's try one more. If you, for this exam, you an A. You an A. Okay, so here we've got the if clause first, all right? So in this part of the sentence, we know we need present simple, and we have the subject you. So if you, what form of the word study do we need? Good, all right, just study, because we have you for present simple. If you study for this exam, you an A. Now again, we have to use will and the infinitive, okay? And to contract it, we can say, you'll get an A. You'll get an A. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope it helps you to improve your conditional sentences. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more English learning videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.